Hello, welcome to Mandy in the Making. We're doing things a little bit differently today. We're making a really yummy dinner that I've been talking about forever, that I've been wanting to make, and I found a recipe for it. And bonus, it's in the crock pot. So I'm gonna be putting that together and getting that in the crock pot. And while I do that, I'm gonna answer your questions. So we just went to Ingles to grab a few other ingredients that we needed for this recipe. And while I was there, had to stop and get some Starbucks. I love coffee in the afternoon, and I love that Ingles has Starbucks inside of it. So even though it's a little bit further out of the way, sometimes it's worth it, you know? I asked over on a community post here on YouTube for you guys to ask away. Just ask any questions that you wanted to. And I went through and I tried to find the most popular questions, and I'm gonna answer those as I go today. So thank you for any of you who submitted those. But first, I need to gather all my ingredients. Let me see if you know what I'm making. I've got some ranch powder. I've got au jus gravy. I've got pepperoncinis. Those three things alone can only mean it's Mississippi something. And if you've been around for a while, you know I've been talking about I want to try a Mississippi meatloaf. So we are making a crock pot Mississippi meatloaf. It's already like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're gonna put it on high and we'll have kind of a late dinner tonight. But I need to get that started before I start yapping away. So let me do that. Before we get started, I've got a large crock pot here. We're gonna line it with aluminum foil. Now you want the aluminum foil to come up the sides somewhat. So I think that's pretty good. It's still gonna make a mess, I'm sure. But that should be good. And then you're just gonna spray that with some nonstick spray. There we go. Now we've got a large bowl here. Let's add a couple of eggs. We need 1 cup of milk. Is that right? Okay, let's add our milk in. We need a couple of teaspoons of granulated sugar. So I've got a tablespoon measure here in this, so I won't quite fill it up. Okay, that should be good. Interesting. Very interesting. Now for this recipe, we need 2 packs of au jus, but we're only gonna use 1 pack now. So let's add that in here. If you can find the kind with lower sodium, I would do that. This is a higher sodium meal. Just keep that in mind. But I could not find a lower sodium version of that at my store, so here we are. We also need a pack of ranch seasoning. Since I have it in the powder form, like in the thing here, I'm gonna do like 2.5 tablespoons. There's the half. And then finally, I'm gonna whisk this together before we add in this last thing. Kind of break these eggs up. We need to add in 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. If you don't have panko, you can use regular. That's what the recipe says. Okay, I don't have a full cup there, but I have another panko breadcrumb. There we go. All right, let's add that in there and stir all of that. It smells good. It doesn't look very pretty, but here we are. Now to that, we're gonna add in 2 pounds of ground beef. You want either 85-15 or 90-10 for this. So let's add this in and we're gonna mix it all together. I took my wedding ring off, so I don't have to worry about that. I should have grabbed me some of those gloves because I hate doing this. This is not pretty. I'm gonna be real with you right now. I'm not gonna say what this is making me think of, but it's not good, okay? It says not to over mix, so I'm just gonna make sure it's all incorporated really well and then be done. Gladly, quite honestly. Okay, I think that's good. Whew, my hands are freezing. Okay, now let's move our crock pot here. I'm going to add our ground beef directly into here and kick the tripod while I'm at it. And then we're gonna kind of shape it into an oval. So it kind of already did its own oval shape just from being dumped in there. Okay, this is a big old meatloaf. We're gonna have leftovers for days. But funny thing is, Cole's not gonna be here for dinner tonight. But let me tell you, that boy will eat this very happily for days. Okay, now we need to mix together our sauce. I've got 3 cups of water here. We've got these pepperoncinis, which we are gonna put some pepperoncinis in the dish, but we need some of the juice now. We need a 1/4 cup of the juice. There we go. Where is our other pack? Here it is. So we need our other pack of au jus, and we need our other pack of ranch. So 3 more or 2.5 more tablespoons of the ranch powder. There we go. Let's just whisk all of that together. All right. Now we're gonna take this gravy that we just made, which we're gonna thicken it up later, don't worry, but we're gonna pour that all over this and let it come up the sides. It's a lot. It's gonna leak down into the crock pot as well, which is fine. That is a lot of gravy. Oh my goodness. Now you can put the lid on this and cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours or on high for 3 to 4. We're doing high 3 to 4 because It's already after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh wait, we gotta put the pepperoncinis on top. Hello. We'll do that too. I'm just trying to move this stuff so I can move my crock pot over here and plug it up. Oh, let's go ahead and plug it up and put it on high. We'll check it at 3 hours and see where we're at. Well, I'll leave it on 3.5, that's good. But let's grab some pepperoncinis and put them over top. This thing had the little plastic thing on top. I don't really know about that. Okay, we're gonna pop these just on the top. Okay, I put 6 of them on top. The lid is going on and this will be ready kind of late this evening. Late for us anyway. We don't normally eat around 7, but today we are. So I've got y'all set up in my sunroom looking into the kitchen. I'm gonna rinse off the dishes and get them in the dishwasher, and I thought I would answer my first question because it's a pretty easy one to answer and I can multitask. This question has 46 thumbs up at the time that I'm looking at this. It is from Daryl, and he said, why did you decide to start a YouTube channel? Okay, so short answer, because I was bored. Longer answer, I'd been watching YouTube for quite some time. I had originally thought about starting a channel around 2016. I did not end up starting my channel until 2018, but I created the channel back in, I think, December of 2016, but I sat on it for a long time because I was scared. But I loved watching YouTube. That was back in the days when cleaning videos were very, very popular. I know they still are, but they were popular for me, especially at the time. We had not been in this house very long, and I was really still trying to work to get this house how I wanted it. And it was just nice and comforting to have cleaning videos playing in the background. I enjoyed watching that type of content. I also enjoyed watching decor content because I was decorating this house and kind of getting it how I wanted it. And then, I don't know, I thought at that point we had just brought Cole home from a brick and mortar school and he was doing online school. And so I thought I was gonna be needed more than I was. So I had been a Mary Kay sales director and I had stepped down from that position. I used to work in corporate America a long time ago, but I was at this point just a stay-at-home mom. That is not a just title. But at that point, I was just wanting to make sure that Cole had everything that he needed. But he was already in middle school at that point and he really didn't need me that much. So I thought, well, I love watching YouTube. Why don't I just try making YouTube videos? And it was rough going in the start. Y'all, I was such a perfectionist. I'm one of those people who can be a perfectionist to the point where it paralyzes you. And that's what it did. It basically paralyzed me from December of 2016 when I created the channel until March of 2018 when I finally made my first video. But when I finally made that video, it's very different than what I do now. I did cleaning content, did a little bit of DIY and decor. I was kind of all over the place, a little bit of cooking at that point too. But I was just trying to narrow down what my interests were and what was sustainable. And at that time, we had been eating out a lot. And I thought, well, maybe I can kind of challenge myself to do more cooking content, so I'll cook more. And that's kind of how this was born. It started as a hobby and then turned out to be a job for me. It's a job that I love, and it is a labor of love. A lot of people don't realize just how many hours go into making content for YouTube. It's a lot. It's a full-time job. So I thought I would give it a try, and then it kind of just kept blossoming into more and more and more, and now it is what it is. But that kind of goes into another question. Someone said, why did I name my channel Mandy in the Making? At that point in my life, I've never been one of those people who said, I know exactly what I want to do. It's not ever been me. I'm kind of just the person who just goes with the flow. And that season of life is going to kind of dictate what I'm going to do at that point. So I felt like I was still in the making. I had not figured it out yet. Spoiler alert, I still haven't. But I'm enjoying the journey, which is the most important thing. And that's why I named my channel Mandy in the Making, because I'm still in the making. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do when I grow up. So that is the long answer. Short answer, I was bored. Long answer was that. Okay, it has been several hours. This has about 30 minutes left. I'm gonna get started on some mashed potatoes, but before I do, I'm gonna answer a few more questions. Oh, there's 115. Okay, this one, I'm gonna screenshot these as I go so I can put them on the screen. But this one says, are you gonna be creating a cookbook? It has 61 likes. Y'all, I have no intention of creating a cookbook as of right now. That could change, possibly. But as of right now, no, that is not the intention. Most of the recipes that I share are not my own. I share mostly recipes that I go out and scour the internet for, and we test them here. There are several of my own, but it's just not something that I plan on doing. That was from Darby, I guess. I may be saying that wrong, and I'm sorry. Ooh, this one is a good one. It is from Amelia. She said, what are your go-to desperation dinners? You know, when nothing is thawed, but you're trying to avoid the drive-thru. That is a good question. I almost always have chicken sausage or kielbasa on hand, and I always have ground beef in the freezer. And I know she said nothing is thawed, but ground beef, a pound of that can be defrosted in the microwave fairly quickly. So, you know, spaghetti, red macaroni, but the kielbasa and chicken sausage, a sheet pan dinner. We also like to make kind of like a jambalaya with rice and canned tomatoes and diced chilies, and then those kielbasa or chicken sausages. That makes a really quick and easy dinner. We also love breakfast for dinner, desperation dinner. That is a good one. And shout out, if you need some freezer meal inspiration, I did this video right here on Tuesday, and right now we have a lot of freezer meals in the freezer ready to go. So on nights that I'm not wanting to cook, I can use those. Okay, this one comes from Sharon. It's kind of a two-part. It said, Mandy, would you do a video with your mom cooking maybe your favorite meal from your childhood? I can ask Mama about that, but I'm gonna guess that she's gonna say no. I don't know. Mama, you'll have to tell me. But I would love to do that, but I just don't know that she would want to be on camera. We'll see. The second part of your question was also, would you be willing to share your testimony about how and when you trusted Jesus for a home in heaven? Absolutely. Thank you for asking. I grew up in church. My parents took us to church every single Sunday. And when I was 7 years old, I went to Vacation Bible School. I went to Vacation Bible School pretty much every summer. But this particular year, they did the whole, if you want to be saved, come down to the altar, pray this prayer, come down to the altar. All my friends were doing it, so I did it. I did not fully grasp what a saving relationship with the Lord meant at that time. I was baptized right after that. From the outside, it looked as though I had trusted in Jesus, but I wasn't grasping it at the time. Fast forward, continued to go to church, and then my teenage years was really active in my church youth group. And I don't know the exact date, even really year, but I just fully grasped what it meant to become a Christian as a teenager. And I fully understood what sin was and how it separated me from Jesus. So at that point, I was able to repent of my sin and fully trust in Him. And it is a daily journey. It is not a life of perfection. There was only one who ever had perfection, and that is our Lord Jesus Christ. But as a teenager, I gave my life over to Jesus. I will say something very special after that. It was something that I had been praying about, was that I wanted to get my baptism in order. And what I mean by that is I was baptized as a 7-year-old, but I didn't quite grasp everything then. So after my teenage years and I became a Christian, I wanted to get baptized after becoming a Christian. And someone very near and dear to my heart baptized me when I was in my early 20s, and that would be my husband. We were going to a church, and the pastor there basically allowed Stephen to come and baptize me. So that was a very, very special memory. Who's that? Actually, I have a question for you. Why don't you pull up a chair? I got a question for you.
All right.
I'm glad that he came in here. He just got off work, I think. You just finished work?
Yep.
So one of these questions, I'm pretty sure, asks what you do for work. And we've shared that before, but if you're new here, you may not know what he does for work. I just say he's a computer nerd, but
That's a good description.
it's a little more technical than that. Let me get you a,
I get a fancy mic.
you do. There you go.
Okay.
So tell them what you do for work. Go right ahead.
I'm a software developer.
What is the technical, is something architect? What is it? Software architect?
Yeah, I guess it all means the same thing.
It means he's a computer nerd, okay?
You can lump it under different categories, but software engineering, software development,
Yeah.
architecture,
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
I'm trying to find who asked that question, but now I'm not seeing it. So, let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. It doesn't have a lot of thumbs up, but, oh, and it just went away. There we go. This one is from Robin. She says, have you guys ever traveled to another country, or is there a country that you would like to visit? We've traveled to Mexico. We went to Cancun on our honeymoon.
Yep.
And then we also went to Turks and Caicos, which is
That's at the Yellow Mall.
another story. We went to Turks and Caicos on our 15-year, gosh, that's been 10 years ago.
I know.
15-year wedding anniversary when we went to Turks and Caicos. Where would we love to travel? I want to go to Italy. I really want to go to Italy. Mainly, I mean, for the sights and the history, that is awesome. But for the wine and the cheese and the bread and I just want to experience all of that in Italy. What about you? Where do you want to go?
I want to go to Japan.
But not to like Tokyo.
Yeah, I want to go like, to
like,
out in the country in Japan.
yeah. Just,
I don't know why. I've always, their Japanese culture has always fascinated me and always been intrigued by it. So
that's a long plane ride, my friend.
That's a long plane ride. Yeah, it is.
We'll see. Maybe one day. Donna, you asked how Stephen and I met. We did answer that. We gave all the details in an older video. I will link that below. Don't miss that. It's a very entertaining story about how we met and how I had to chase after this guy because he just wasn't interested. True story. But we explained it all.
I'm not a villain, I promise, though.
We explained it all in that video, so I'll link that below. Okay, this question comes from That's Mrs. Q. It says, my husband and I love watching your videos together. Y'all are our friends. You just don't know it yet. Yes, we do. We know it. You're our friend, too. My question is, what is something in your kitchen that may be old or worn out, but you refuse to replace? Me. The hand mixer that I have. My hand mixer we got as a wedding gift. So it's 25 years old, a little over. Yeah. And it works just fine. It is, I forget what brand it is. It's just a very basic hand mixer, but it does the job. And I've used it for 25 years and it is wonderful. I don't plan on getting rid of it. Fun fact, if you've been around for a while, you know I got a KitchenAid mixer there for a while. I used it a handful of times and it was just taking up room on my countertop, so I got rid of it. I gave it to a friend who can use it. So I've gone back to just using my hand mixer, my electric hand mixer, and it's been around for 25 years and it's done a great job and it will continue to, hopefully. Thank y'all so much for asking questions. This was fun, just kind of catching up and answering questions. If I didn't get to your question, I'm so sorry. There were a lot that came through, but I was trying to answer some of the ones that had the most thumbs up because it seemed like a lot of you were interested in those questions. But it is time to make some mashed taters to go along with our dinner over here. Mississippi meatloaf, y'all. I am so
that's gonna be good.
Excited about it. It is gonna be good. So I'm gonna start on the mashed potatoes. You don't need to see that really. You know how to make mashed potatoes, I'm sure, and I've shared it many times on how I do it. So I'm gonna get started on that and we'll be back in just a second and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna thicken up the gravy. Ooh, first thing I need to do is check and make sure this is actually done. So let's do that first. I was about to take it out, but let me stick a thermometer in there and see. Thermometer. Oh, we done. We done, honey.
We done.
It does not look extremely appetizing. However, it smells divine.
When you put that sauce on there, though, oh my goodness.
Okay, so here's the task we have at hand.
We got some boat paddles.
Okay, she said that the easiest way to get this out is to use 2 spatulas underneath the meatloaf and put it onto a platter. I'm gonna need you to move that because I'm gonna hit it with my elbow. I'm gonna hit you. It's gonna happen. Let's see if I can actually do this.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to let the juice drain. Oh.
Better hurry. It's coming apart.
Okay, I see that. Oh, put it down. Okay.
Not bad.
And look at all that left behind.
Oh.
We have a task that we need to do. So let's do that. So I've got a saucepan and I've got a strainer and we are going to strain this gravy. That was not hard to do at all. Sir, can you? Let's take this off. And then this is gonna go over to the stove and we're gonna make a cornstarch slurry to thicken it up. Okay, let's do a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch and about the same amount of water. I'm gonna stir that up and we're gonna let it sit here and wait until this starts boiling over here on the stove. I've got the gravy on the stovetop and I'm bringing it up to a boil, so we'll give that a couple minutes. Speaking of my hand mixer, the poor little cord is all twisted, which is not a good thing, I realize. But it is by Procter Silex, is that what it is? It's seen better days, but you know what? It still works. So this is, I use this when I do my mashed potatoes because I don't like lumpy mashed potatoes. So I'm getting this ready, but you asked, this is it. It has come up to a boil, so let's add in our cornstarch slurry, and I'm gonna whisk that together. It won't take long for it to thicken up, and then I'll turn the temperature down and we'll let it hang out while I make my mashed potatoes. It's already starting to thicken up. It smells so good. I love anything Mississippi. I wanted it a little bit thicker, so I added another tablespoon of the slurry, and hopefully that'll get it to the consistency that I want. I may have added a little too much water last time. Okay, it's starting to thicken up now. This is where I wanted it. Okay, let me turn the temp down to low, and we're just gonna let that hang out, and I'm gonna do our potatoes. This looks divine. You probably want a peppercini, don't you?
I do want a peppercini.
I know you. Okay, there you go. And then I'm gonna give you a little bit more meat because I know you.
Oh boy.
How's that look?
Looks good. Oh boy.
Y'all, we had to bring in extra lights because I don't know if you can tell.
It's dark outside.
It is dark and gloomy.
Man.
It's so chilly today. This is perfect weather for this meal.
Man, this is one of them no teeth meals. You don't need teeth to eat that.
I love
You
it when
can
say
gum it.
that.
I mean, it's the truth.
It is the truth.
I can just tell.
All right.
All right.
Tell us what you think.
I am. Wow! Golly, that is probably the juiciest meatloaf I've ever had in my life.
I'm so glad.
There ain't no doubt about that.
Good.
I mean, you can just breathe on that and it comes apart.
Yeah.
But it still holds together. I know it was kind of tough getting it out of there too.
It was. It was not the easiest, but you know,
Man,
it worked.
the Mississippi flavor.
Good.
That Mississippi pot roast
Yes.
/ meatloaf flavor is just packed in there.
I'm so glad.
But it's like, I thought it was going to be like way too salty.
I was worried about that.
It is not.
Okay, good.
Man, that is
Excellent.
amazing.
I'm so happy.
That is tremendous. I love the flavor on that. And the sauce, the
Yeah.
gravy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're just going to have to, I mean, you could put this in a bowl if you wanted to, just to get all that gravy in
All
there.
right, I'm gonna dig in. This smells amazing. I have one last bite. Somebody went back and got more.
I had to. I'm sorry. This is too good.
You do it to it. But that's from the tomatoes there. This was amazing. Oh my word. I can't wait to make it again. I talked about it enough. We finally made it come to fruition. Is that the word I'm looking for? The Mississippi meatloaf has been made, has been eaten, and we love it. I enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed being able to chat with y'all. I really appreciate you asking the questions that you asked. And if this is your first time here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Bye, y'all.